Hello everybody, today is Sunday the 20th of August. Craft Roulette was 2 days ago and I have a little cold or something. So the project is picture frame card, colors are summer vacation, the element is game or games, and random is checks. The picture frame, yeah, okay. And I have an idea. Well, the games thingy reminded me of a card I made for my dad a while ago. And that is, I saw it on my Instagram again. Here, I have those foxes playing with the dice. Yeah, so that will be a game. And that's why I went for those. So I looked for them. I did already have them colored. They're from Hello Bluebird. And this tree trunk is from Lawn Fawn. And there will be the picture frame, a sentiment I have somewhere. Ah, yeah. I would just say Liebe Grüße, that is hello. And oh, that's picture frame, where is it? Sorry. Picture frame card, colors summer vacation, they go camping in mine. Element games. So I need to make some dice, and for the checks, somebody said, Mary said, you can also make it like a check sign or check. I thought the first thing I thought of was money, check money, but I'm not going for that. I want to make a checkers board and just put it here on the side, so like they're having a game night. So I need to draw a checkers board and some dice. So I'm just having a little piece of paper here, and I did do those the last time too, those little dice. So maybe I don't know if I do those first. Or the checkers board. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to have a square. And then hope it works out. And this doesn't, but kind of like that. Well, I can color it with the cuppings. This is just a checkers board and then some dice. So just making squares, lines to the back. 4, 2, 1, and 3 in the front, 2 up here, and 1 there. So, okay, those are my dice. That's not even on camera. Okay, I just cut that out. I colored it with this pen here, which is just a fine liner or something. I want to put it on the tree trunk like this, and now I thought I need to have more boards, so I will Google some more play boards. I don't know what they're called. We have Eile mit Weile, and there's Gammon or something, just to have some stacked next to each other. So I'm gonna do some research. So I'm making my frame out of this cool cardstock, and I just have the biggest rectangle and the next one. And I will put them next to each other and stick them together, kind of in an evenly manner, and attach them on the paper. Okay, then I run that through my die cutting machine. Now I got the frame. Also, I cut out just a normal panel with the biggest rectangle, and I also need to stamp my tree trunk. And I want to get my embossing done, then I can just ink blend it later on. I would like to have a smaller thing than this one. I do have a smaller one, but that's not so good. Because it always needs a lot of space. And I put the frame on it just to see where the frame goes, and couldn't think of anything else than liebe Grüße. Sending hello or something. Oh, those are crappy. I got those for cheap at some point somewhere. So they're not photopolymer and stuff. Actually, no, they're good. It's a good stamp. Just the packaging is crap. Okay, so I would have the tree trunk here and everything. And then there's a sky in the background and this in the sky. I'm gonna stamp it with pigment ink. And I need a lot of it. It used to dry I thought it went quite fine for a while, but lately it dries up on me. And then it doesn't take the powder, and then it's annoying. So, and I will use clear gloss. And again, in here I have Lawn Fawn jet black pigment ink, because I did not find the VersaFine Clear. On the other hand, I'm glad, because this ink works for watercolor and for alcohol markers. So. And that looks weird. Going in a few times. Trying not to push too hard. It looks like it's not on the same spot anymore. Maybe it's not. I think it's just how the stamp is. Okay, now let's hope that's enough. Let's get that over here. And sometimes I tap the page from the side so it goes in all the nooks and crannies. Okay. Oh no, it held. Okay, you can see when it's a bit powdery, then it's all right. And sometimes when you flick it from the back side, all the powder falls off. That's very annoying. Okay, now let's heat corner that. So now I want to do the sky with stencil. Distress Oxide in Tumbled Glass. And I always wonder if I should blend it on the underside or on the upper side. And I don't know. Maybe like this. But then I start from up here. Like, I don't know if it does make a difference. So just turn it a bit. Throw it back down. And down here there will be the grass anyway. And then there's something on this edge that's not entirely white. Okay, it's a bit bent from embossing, but it worked. So this is my sky. I also want some grassy borders on the bottom. So I take the same frame again because I want the stitched detail to be in that too. I also do it like this. I kind of do it like this. And then once I cut that out, I'll run it through again with my grassy borders, and I cut out two. And one will be in the back, so the front one will have the stitched details and the back one won't have that. Okay, so here's my rectangle. As you can see there. My sister just wrote she needs to come over to do some stuff. There's a stitched border, there's no stitched border, so I want to have my front border. I actually have no idea how it goes. Maybe I don't do it that high. And also I do have the frame, so but on the back a little bit higher, something. This is thought to be that way around. Maybe not too high. Oh, like that. Yep, perfect. Another sticker. Okay. Now, and the grassy borders cut best when you run them through like this, because then the machine takes one thingy at a time, and there, when it takes all of it, there's not enough pressure for that little details. So it's still, I think it's cut through, but it gets out. Sometimes with those intricate ones, it's a bit hard. Now I have the back and the front, and I can still put the back one higher and arrange it all with the pictures. Now I want to do a little ink blending on that one too. And as those are very hard, the top things, I go from down up. I have some English problems. So make it darker underneath, and that's actually also right, because on top there will be the sun shining on it, will be lighter than on the bottom. So this is now real VersaFine Clear. I use that because I have the brushes. I have one for each color here, and sometimes I like doing that better, a bit easier than with the sponges. And was there something else I want to say? This is just the color that does not get off my stencils. I wash them right away so it doesn't get off. It's quite dark, but get the gradient towards the top. Also, normally one should, the first thing which should be next to the thing, but I always go right on the paper. I'm not a professional. So, and with time, that's cool with the ink. You always think it's so spotty at the beginning, but it kind of softens a bit with time. So now you also see that line very well, but let's go a bit higher there. I think my sister's coming over in an hour, so I need to be done by then. Okay, those are my grassy borders. This time I don't want to forget the speckles, because it makes it so much more nice. And, okay. Oh, she's coming in half an hour, so I don't have enough time to do that. So here are my speckles, and I have put some water in there to reactivate them, and this is how they look in original packaging. And I just take my brush, and there's not enough in here. I'm gonna take a bit more. And here come my speckles. That was a lot of speckles. So I don't have much time now. I just grabbed a few colors, because I made bundles and some are not bundled, and I took the not bundled ones. This is E31, because my sister comes very soon. And this is Toast. Light Camel E55. I like the color. Something like that. And card making should be something that is soothing, but all the time when I start card making, I get anxiety flashes. Which is not happening when I puzzle, but I don't want to puzzle. Also, when I crochet, it's better, but I cannot crochet because of my hand. And I need to make some cards, and it's just annoying. Because I do have seasonal depression and things. I am a handicapped person. I don't know if anybody knows that or everybody knows that. I'm also at home 24/7 and have been for many years. I did work a little bit in 2016 and 17. 16 I went back to work after having been home for 2 years because of burnout. And then I did a change of career thingy. I used to work as a psychometricity therapist, and then that's very exhausting physically and mentally. So I did a career change and worked in the office, or did the, I don't know what's the word for that. I wanted to be an assistant and looked a bit into bookkeeping and stuff. And I did that in a supervised thingy. It's not in the normal working space, but it's where many that don't have a job or special needs people can work. It's kind of a safer environment, and your themes or problems have got more space there. That's where I started to go back to work in 2016. I did go back to work very much too soon. I was barely able to walk again. I mean, I always could walk, but I was always scared of falling, fainting, and had to lie down for the most of the time of 14 and 15 and even 16. Also, my brain got very much worse. So I started back in August 16 because I was working from living off of benefits things, and then I would have had to move to get a cheaper flat, even though I paid it and had to look for how it worked out. I still want to move to get a cheaper flat, which is very hard because the amount they pay is, yeah, I mean, I don't compare it to other countries, but it's hard to find a flat that cheap in here. So that's why I went back to work. I did ask for just being allowed to work for 2 hours a day and start at 10, because I normally couldn't sleep, and then when I knew I didn't have to get up at 6, I at least had a chance to sleep, and that was all right. So I started for 2 hours, and that's also hard because when you're in a place and not that long, then you always feel like you don't get your stuff done, and people were always like, oh, why don't you come earlier, or are you coming tomorrow? And sometimes I didn't, and I always had to say no, I can't, and that's very hard. Very, very, very hard. That was in 16. I don't know where I started. And that's why I tried to work more very quickly, because I was always busy there. I never ran out of work, unlike all the others who were always bored. That's something else. So I went up to 4 hours in a short amount of time, but I only did that, and then I came home and lay down for the rest of the day, and didn't have the energy for my housekeeping or something, and it has been like that for many, many years, and it annoys me very, very, very much. That's the only thing I want to get done, and I don't get it done. Still don't get it done. And I don't know. I forgot where I was. I have no idea. Talking about how I went to work and stuff, but why? Anyway, I worked there in 16, also 17, and then I had another spot somewhere in 18. Okay, my sister's coming soon. In 18. And there I worked. I also did the school for that. Little bookkeeping, a little office stuff in home study, self-study, because that's how I learn anyway. And I had problems with that too, but I kind of got it done. I had the test there in June 18, and then I was so relieved, and I thought I'm never gonna do it at school again. And then a month later I got a cold for 3 weeks, and I just never recovered. Then I had a burnout, and I'm home since. And yeah. and yeah, so that was in 18, and now it's 23. I'm getting better, but burnouts take time. It's my third. I had the first in 2007, second in 14, and the third in 18. Okay, now all I have to do is combine everything. And I still haven't finished my checkerboards. So, but I got my critters here. I have taken a picture from how I want to do it. I have my frame here. So I did not cut out the dice yet because I didn't want to lose them. My dice, maybe I do them again, maybe not. So there's the first this layer, and this, then the frame. Then this is very juicy green. And this. And then they go here. They're playing. And the bear is here too. And there will be the chessboard. And yeah, I need to get that done. I also would have a woodpecker here. That could be funny. He could be also there. Could also be there. And I want to make another checkers board and put those dice on the thingy. So, but now my sister's coming over. Well, I just thought that the bear has the checkers board and kind of looks at you and wants to play with you. And maybe he could say, "Hey there, friend." I don't know. I find those hard to use. Or else, thank you. Okay, so I'm not trying more of those. I just attach everything and then I just adhere the grass things. This can tack behind here nicely, but I need to get those. Maybe that can just go like that. And then maybe I put a foam dot behind. Or just glue it down. Also, this one. Oh, it is. There is a little. Can have the hands out. Okay, so I try to tuck it there like this. Oh, so hard. Okay, glue that on somehow. Voila. Okay, so they're looking over there. It's his turn, and then so I'm gonna put them on foam dots, and that could be there. Something like this. Well, they're all playing there. Okay, or flat. Now I want to have a few foam dots behind those 1 millimeter behind those hats. My sister exactly has to deal with paperwork for stuff like that I just talked about. That always takes a lot of nerves, and that's why she's coming over. So, maybe like that. But I don't want to deal with it either. Just glad I don't have to do it right now. I'm fine for a bit, and then I have to do it again too. Sometimes I have to go for interviews and stuff when they look at how I am, and then they ask me if I'm going on holidays or why not, or why I don't do what I want to do. And I'm there because I can't, because I'm not fit, I'm not healthy, I have issues, I am not fit. And then they ask me why. And that is a question that really nearly kills you, kind of. Because it's the reason why I don't work, and they kind of don't believe it when they ask that stuff. Because you don't ask somebody who has a broken leg, why don't you jump on it? It's kind of that. And that's always when you try to explain something like that. You go with the one who has cancer or a broken leg. Just going that down there. It's not just mental, also psychological. I don't have the energy. I feel sick and dizzy and get shivers and also hot and cold and body aches and stuff when I do too much, and headache and like sick, and you want to vomit, or I just all that stuff. Okay, I think I'm getting it done before she's here. So this one goes here. That's very hard to explain. And this one goes somehow how would that be with a, maybe like this, goes here. He wants to play with a person looking at the card. And then the frame goes around. So, okay. I just don't know if I want to glue it down entirely or... Okay, my sister's coming. So I did do the cubes again, the dice, because I did not like how they were. I used this stencil from my dad. He used to be an electrician. He's retired now, and I have his old stencil things, and I used this cube to do it once, and then I put it a little bit to the side and did two sides again, so I have the dimension. I glued it all on, and I thought this possum would be cool here on the frame, and then I added it to the frame. And now I thought this would be black gammon or something. I don't know what it's called. And I have those very shiny pens, and I thought I'm just doing some... So, and they're kind of playing that. I don't know what it is. And now I just add the frame with a little distance, and those are 2 millimeter high foam strips. And now I try to add it. Okay, so the tail, actually it all looks out a bit. That's just how it is. That's been very thick. So, okay, I'll leave that on top. And now I need to make a card base. Just refilled it, that's a pleasure. And then I put my card base on the table side. I always know where it opens, and it just stays put and doesn't go anywhere. And I try to make it even. Oops. Put it down, so this is card. And then I want to make the envelope. Okay, voila. And the envelope should work with my envelope pal. So I need to make a square page, and I have a little line here. So I need to cut off that part, which then goes to my note cards. I use that for shopping lists and stuff. It's quite thin paper. Not so good for crafting, but good enough for an envelope. Again, it needs to fit square. It's a bit a narrow fit. I have my measurements. 9, maybe it works. 9.2. It's loud. So I got my score hanging here. Maybe 1, 2. Maybe that works. We'll see. We'll have to do it again. Normally I do that on the front side because the line goes in the other way. The fold. I'll line it up with that one. Hope it fits. It just fits. It might not fit in the envelope though. Then I need the puncher for those. The notches on the rounded corners. Maybe I can bend it a bit on the outer edge of the fold. Maybe not. And that does not fit. It fits just it's a little bulk. So maybe I put it together while it is inside. So it gets the form of the thing. I'm putting that on here and on there. For one thing, I hope it fits, and the other thing, I hope I get it out of it. To close it. I have no fingernails. Huh? Maybe that has a little bulk now. I get it out. It goes back in. Okay, that's fine. Okay, finished. I'll take a picture, upload it to Thingy. And those are Hello Bluebird. And yeah, the rest is Lawn Fawn. So, ta-da! So now I thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one.